We just got some of the craziest Marvel news we've had in a long time because the writer of the now canceled Avengers Kang Dynasty movie just revealed a crazy scene that was going to be in the film featuring the Young Avengers. Plus, we got amazing updates about Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse and more. Let's get into it. And we got to start with the scene that was going to be in Avengers Kang Dynasty before it got canceled and they switched to Avengers Doomsday because honestly, it sounds kind of peak. And this is coming straight from the writer himself, Michael Waldron. He's worked with Marvel for a long time. He was recently the showrunner and lead writer for the Loki series, which was absolutely incredible. Obviously, he was writing Avengers Kang Dynasty, and he has came in and helped with the Avengers Doomsday script. And this writer, Michael Waldron, now has a new TV show out called Chad Powers. If you've seen it, it's with Glenn Powell being a football player, and he's doing an Ask Me Anything on Reddit, answering fan questions to promote that show. Well, one person said, without spoiling anything, as you were a writer on Avengers the Kang Dynasty, is there anything that you learned from those initial drafts of the script that move over to help you with the new version of Avengers Doomsday? He's obviously very classically Marvel trained, because he completely dodged the question about anything transferring over to Avengers Doomsday, but he did give us this scene that was going to be in Avengers Kang Dynasty. That Jeff Loveness and I spent an afternoon pitching on the Young Avengers defeating a version of Kang and being so stoked about it, only to discover that that particular Kang carried a little card that said, "Be patient with him, it's his first day as a Kang." And then the Young Avengers were incredibly bummed out because they thought they took down like a huge big bad in the Marvel universe, only to find out, oh yeah, it's just one of the weakest Kang variants in the entire universe. He says, I think it was going to be the Lizard Kang from the end of Kang Dynasty. I don't know, anyways, we had fun. Not sure what that last sentence means. Let me know, am I crazy or is this kind of a fire scene? Because everybody in the comments is hating on it. Thank God the Kang Dynasty was scrapped. LMAO, yeah, what the F was this? I feel like people just read the headline that the Young Avengers defeated Kang and not actually what the scene was going to be, because yeah, it's not like they defeated the big final version of Kang or anything. They literally took out the weakest version, showing that like, oh yeah, they did nothing. I think that genuinely would have been a really cool scene, whether it was like the cold open of Kang Dynasty or something that happens towards the climax where they think like, oh yeah, we're finally going to save the day, and it's just like, no, this was actually a super weak version of Kang and the Young Avengers didn't do anything. And I see people making the argument like, oh, you can't have Kang lose to a bunch of ants and then this scene with the Young Avengers, which honestly I do kind of think is true, but this is more the fault of the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania being a bad movie than what would have happened in Kang Dynasty, because that scene sounds 10 times better because it would establish, oh yeah, that is a super weak Kang. Whereas yes, we saw the Council of Kangs in the Quantumania post-credit scene, but I feel like they never go out of their way to be like, oh yeah, this Kang really wasn't strong. There's gonna be 10 times stronger and smarter Kangs out there for the Avengers to defeat. So I feel like this movie is kind of the thing that killed the hype for him being an Avengers level threat. But I can't help but feel like there was still so much wasted potential with Kang. Like he could have been a great smaller scale Avengers villain and not a huge team up movie. Like we could have had another Age of Ultron level film with just like 6 Avengers trying to take down Kang, and that could have been fire. Or even if they bring back Kang in the future, Jonathan Majors, or recast and bring him into the Young Avengers series, maybe that could work, since you've already established, yeah, he's not like the most powerful person ever in the MCU. It would still be a massive threat to these newer heroes that are still kind of honing their skills and their teamwork together. I honestly think that could really be cool. And don't get me wrong, I've said this before, I am still more excited for Avengers Doomsday than I ever was for Kang Dynasty. I think it's going to be a better movie, and Doom is obviously just a better character, period, but it still is just interesting to see what could have been with that other character. But let's switch over for Beyond the Spider-Verse, because even though the movie's still a far way away, we just got some great news from the producers of the film. Because the producers were asked if they will expand the aspect ratio for the IMAX release of the film in theaters, and they said, heck yeah, we will. Now, if you don't know what this means, don't worry. In the simplest terms possible, when a movie is released in an IMAX theater, since the screens are obviously so much bigger and a different size, you can fit a lot more into each frame compared to a standard movie theater. Obviously, the screens go way higher vertically. And some movies are specifically shot for IMAX. Things like Dune, a lot of Christopher Nolan movies are shot with this giant aspect ratio in mind, whereas other films, like a lot of the Marvel movies, are really shot for a standard screen and aspect ratio and are kind of digitally enhanced to fit the expanded IMAX format. But with an animated film like Beyond the Spider-Verse, obviously it's a little bit of a different case scenario, because every single thing you see on the screen is hand placed. Every single frame is meticulously crafted. Obviously, we know the insane level of details and work they put into the animation already, and this just shows they're ready to go the extra step to make this theater experience in IMAX absolutely insane, even like going ahead and making their animators animate more screen space just for this one format. And hey, we're only about 600 days away from Beyond the Spider-Verse releasing in June of 2027. It's a long ways away, but this is going to genuinely be one of the best superhero movies of all time. Or if it's not, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might delete this channel. If you made it this far, drop a like on the video. If you want to see some more crazy Marvel and DC leaks, including the Batman Part 2, click the video at the top of the screen. Or if you want to see my ranking of the Halloween franchise, click the video at the bottom, and thank you for watching.